I'd like to touch upon a subject which is near and dear to really the whole nation, but here in Pennsylvania, the matter of school safety and assessment. This is a service which was a priority of Act 44 of 2018 in addressing the school safety issue, which is, again, nationwide. And in a shameless plug for all the school districts in my legislative district in Venango County, they've all had active shooter training. Very proud of that. They were early. So what is the status of the Pennsylvania State Police expanding what you have termed the risk and vulnerability asset teams as required by the Act?
Currently, there's a total of 9 members. One's a sergeant, 2 corporals, 6 troopers. Within the coming months, we will have a total of 18 more additional, or 9 more people trained, which will bring us up to 18. And we're also going to train a alternate for each troop command. So there will be 15 more put in place as well. In order to get them trained, we used to go down to FLETC training, which when there weren't many spots available. They were training some other entities. We could only get 1 or 2 spots. So what we did, we contracted with them basically to come up here and put the training on in Pennsylvania. That's slated to take place here in, I believe, March of this year. So all our people there will sit in on that training, and then we will, total numbers, I think, at that point in time will be up to 34 trained members across the Commonwealth.
If I could piggyback onto something that the Colonel said, in addition to cost savings, and this is, goes to Representative Struzzi's question relative to some of the services we provide for local municipalities, whether or not they have their own independent police agencies. We do RVAT assessments of critical infrastructure, not only schools, houses of worship. We have a robust program that we're working with the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Office of Homeland Security to look at houses of worship. But to that end, we provide these services Commonwealth-wide to any district that requests it. To have this done by an external entity, because of the training and certification that's required and is generally only offered by FLETC, the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, that's one of those services that the legislature has given us a mandate to perform, and we perform that whether or not you have a local police agencies. Most local police agencies don't have the expertise to do it, and so we do that for any community, any school district, anywhere in the Commonwealth.
Thank you for that. We have some pretty tough local policemen, so they're not to be trifled with. How does the training which you are establishing, how does that differ now, or what new things are you adding that you did before?
With regard to what, sir?
Again, active shooter training. Are there new techniques and things that you can reveal without giving the bad guys an upper hand? What's different?
I don't know that there'd be anything I'd be comfortable in a public forum. I will say that this is a collaborative effort between our Bureau of Training and Education and also our Bureau of Emergency and Special Operations, our CERT teams, and we're constantly evaluating the best practices in the industry and evolving. The same goes for RVAT. You know, we're currently looking at, is there the potential? We understand that there are school districts that have a lot of resources and school districts that have limited resources. And, you know, there's the basic necessities, if you will. For example, camera systems. And then there's the nice to have, which we understand many districts can't afford, although there is grant funding available through PCCD. So we're constantly evolving in terms of evaluating the training, but I wouldn't want to talk about specifics, particularly with regard to active shooter in kind of this forum.
Okay, but that's helpful. Is it safe to say you've already begun the training assessments now? How many have you done statewide?
With RVAT, I believe we did 254 last year.
Is there a long list of people who are in the queue now?
Yeah, I believe there were over 100 in the queue.
We have
okay, so it won't take you long to do all of them.
The educational background is backlogged at 210 assessments. For the critical infrastructure and houses of worship, we're down about 160, so a total of 370 assessments were backlogged at this point.
Okay, well, that sounds great. I thank you all very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.